Good afternoon. I am Tony Dottino, founder of the USA Memory Championship. And today I'm going to go a little bit outside of my specifics on memory and impact, or talk about something that impacts on memory that we may hold on to, even though it may be an unintentional memory that we want to have. And I talk about it in the sense of a fundamental principle of our brain's cognition and our thirst for information when it's information that we want to have. And I call this our brain craves completeness. Brain craves completeness when we're left with blanks, meaning if you go back to your school days and you got these questions and it says fill in this blank. Well, this blank applies to our everyday life. When there is information that we're craving for completeness and we're left with a blank, that has our brains going in super activity and may lead anywhere to anxiety, stress, or may lead to creativity in how you search out to try to fill in that blank if it's something that's important to you. And so I always use the example of a recent experience I've had with someone in my family that is obviously important to me and is going through some medical tests. And as any of my family members go through medical tests, obviously the first thing you want to know after a medical test is, what are the results? What are you finding? Is there anything I need to know? Is there something that's important? Is it going to impact my well-being? Is it something that we can fix? Is there something I need to do differently? And so our brain, upon getting any type of test, be it x-rays, be it blood test, be it urology test, be it MRIs, scans, what you find. And what I have found to be extremely challenging today is, unfortunately, people in the medical care world are just hyper-stressed themselves, and working schedules and hours of work and the demands that we've placed upon them, even from the time of COVID, that just so, I think my experience, reshaped the medical world. But in addition to that, the legality of people that get upset with things and tend to sue. So what am I talking about? You go for a scan, an x-ray, a blood test, or first thing you want to know is, as fast as you can, how can you get that information about what did you see? What did you find? Am I okay? Am I going to die? Is there something I need to be doing differently? And so you go into what I call a hyper vigilant state of cognitive thinking when wanting to get to the results. So what are the results? Tell me what impact they're going to have. What do I need to do something differently? So talk to me. And unfortunately, the tech who's reading or seeing the scan, or is conducting the scan or conducting the MRI, who does the analysis of the blood test, gets the results. But through our legal actions and things today, they can't give those results out. So you look at them and you ask, so what are you seeing? What are you finding out? And the answer you get is, you'll need to see the doctor. Now that's okay if you're going to see the doctor within a reasonable period of time. But if the doctor is not present, or the doctor is not on call, or the doctor has left to go to another patient, or has somewhere else in their lives, which they get to live, as we all do, now the next thing is the wait. Well, when am I going to see the doctor? When is the doctor going to see these results? And so it builds up a level of stress, and what we know from our research on the cognitive function of the human mind, when we're in a state of stress, our adrenaline goes, the cortisol goes, and that stress can actually work in an opposite direction, meaning it's not going to help us. So we've had this test, we want to get well. We want to find out something that they can search out with the technology we have today, which is a blessing in itself. But we want to know what the answer is. And unfortunately, the people that are taking these tests are not permitted to give you those answers because of a whole bunch of legality issues. And we say, what are we doing to ourselves in terms of our own levels of processing that blank? Meaning, how fast, how soon can I get that information? Where is the doctor? Why did they go home and not give me the results of these tests? I mean, we go through this with biopsies. I mean, we all have had some experience with family members or ourselves where we go for biopsy results, and obviously there's an anxiety and a stress that we build that searches out what the answers are. And so in some recent experiences I've had in understanding this principle and understanding with the work I've done in hospitals that the techs and the nurses and the people are all around you that are going to care for you, unfortunately, are not allowed to divulge the nature of those test results. So now comes the wait and see, which then goes the longer you wait to see, and no one seems to know where the person that can give you the answer is at a given point in time, or how soon you'll be able to see them, starts to generate a whole level of stress, anxiety, worry. And those people, when they have those blanks, tend to worry more and more and stress more and more. It would only be a rare person that I've experienced that when you have one of these episodes of, I want to get these results, that a person says, okay, I can go out and play, or I can go out and see a movie, or I can go sit down and read a book, and find themselves in a state of calmness. And that's a rare person. Some people can do that, and that's rare. But why do I share all of this? Because all of it has an impact on our memories of the experience. And so to that point, it does connect to our memory. And what it creates sometimes is post-traumatic memories that can almost recall every minute of where you were sitting, or where you were waiting, or where the test was done, and who the people were that were around it. And how does a human cope with this? And they cope with it by just stressing themselves out, or learning what the system is. And prior to taking any of these tests, if the tech or the provider lets you know what to expect on the upfront side of it, which is, I'm going to take this test, I'm going to see this MRI, and I'm going to claim stupidity, meaning I can't tell you what I'm seeing, or I can't interpret it. I need someone else to be able to do that. And so goes our medical system today in terms of the challenges that humans face in dealing with humans. And what's been most interesting to me is the people doing these jobs and taking these tests that get to see them and can actually begin to identify what they're seeing, puts them under a level of stress, or a level of being what I call standoff. And here's the challenge. You're looking for a friend, you're looking for somebody that can help you, you're looking for someone that can give you some type of information as soon as possible. And I sometimes wish if doctors were ordering these tests, they could be standing there and looking at it, but you got to wait for a radiologist to properly read it, and then the doctor wants to read it themselves. And the hours that you're waiting to get those results just create memories that are stressful, that you then live with for a week, maybe it's two, depending upon the results, and who knows how long they are. And this is a challenge that our healthcare system faces today. And the crises of healthcare, to me, just continues to magnify itself. And then as you get the billings for this and find out what the cost of all this is, it just is one of our life's expectancies that just drive us crazy, and we lock those into our memories probably as well as anything that one would want to remember. So doing a memory competition where remembering names and faces and dates and lists of things and events is always interesting to people when they go through a situation like this and saying, but what does this have to do with me, and trying to get the information they need that keeps me alive and keeps me well and telling me what I need to be doing. So that's been my thinking over the last few days as I've been experienced some of the challenges that these awesome people that work in healthcare, and I say, thank God we've got people that want to do these things, but the skills and the demands that people dealing with people have today, to me, just grows as technologies advance and the world continues to move about us. This is the midweek day. I look forward to any comments that people can send back to me on my video today. And we'll see you back here on Wednesday. On Friday, excuse me.